Okay, so this is going to be an update, and pardon my French, but a complaint, a big time complaint about Kato track. And not necessarily the track. The track is great. I mean, the straight pieces and the curves and what you can do with the different curves and how you can set the track up is great. The switches, however, the number 6 switch on the Kato tracks is a fantastic switch. It works perfectly all the time. I've never had a problem with the number 6 switch. The number 4 switch, which is their smaller switch, and it's the switches that I'm using up here. These are all number 4 switches through here. This is a number 4, this is a number 4, this is a number 4, and this is a number 4. All the rest of the switches up here are number 6s. And the number 4 switches, no matter what trick I try, no matter what adjustments, modifications, I've seen every video on the number 4 switch that's on YouTube. None of them fix the problem of these switches when you're going into the switch, not when you're leaving the switch, but when you're going into the switch. The trains derail, cars derail, locomotives derail. Doesn't make any difference what it is, they derail. So I am biting the bullet, and I've taken out, as you can see over here, there used to be 4 lines over here in my yard, in my switching yard. Now there's only 3. I took out the 4th line, got rid of it completely. I have changed up the layout so that the trains can come into that switching layout. You can see I've got a little switch engine there with some box cars behind it, so I can go in there. So instead of having 4 lines in there, which was fantastic, I had plenty of locomotives or cars that I could put on the line there, and I had locomotives that I could put on the line there. So now I've removed the locomotive line, and now I just have boxcar lines and the caboose line. And the caboose line, actually, as you can see, there's a little siding right here that I can actually pull cars into the inside loop on this back side, which is sort of nice. But all that 3rd line is gone, and I'm going to do the same thing up here. I'm going to remove one of those lines, and I'm going to replace all those number 4 switches with number 6 switches. And if you bear with me a second, I will show you what that looks like. Okay, so I'm back. Just swapped out the track. As you can see, now there's, instead of 3 tracks across in the switch yard right there, there's now just 2, one for flat cars and one for box cars. The tankers are still going to be on the outside. This is still going to be a tank yard right here, with a big storage container or storage tank and everything else for locomotives to load and unload. Box cars are going to go here. Flat cars are going to go here. Gondolas are going to go here. I've got the coal cars are going to be down here. As you can see, the mountain is missing back here now. I'll put that back in. It's over here on the side. And then we've got semis here on the outside that can load and unload here. There's a house, or the building is going to go over these 2 tracks and allow for loading and unloading of merchandise inside the building, working on the cars and whatnot. As you can see, there's a little outbuilding on the side here. It's 2 different levels, just to make it a little bit of interest. This is going to be, obviously this is just representation, but this is going to be a control house for the tank yard, and so like I say, that's reduced the layout a little bit. The complexity is still there. It's just not quite as complex as it was. I was going to be able to switch cars, box cars between the 2 different lines right there, but now I'm not going to be able to do that. But it does provide me with no derailments. This is all with the number 6 Kato switches, which, like I say, the number 6 Kato switches work fantastic. The number 4 Kato switches, in my personal opinion, are pieces of crap. Kato should stop selling them until they can fix them. They do not. The problem is that the Kato switch doesn't physically throw the, whatever you call the part that goes back and forth, because that it even with, well, it doesn't hold it in place. If a train comes, or if a car comes along and vibrates, and that switch vibrates, it literally vibrates the switch, or the track over, and the train derails every single time. I've tried moving and taking the switch apart, putting more tension on the switch so that it holds it in place. Doesn't make any difference. It just doesn't work. So if anybody's interested in a bunch of number 4 Kato switches, I got a whole bunch of them. I've thrown away and rebought these number 4 switches just on the off chance that maybe I got a defective batch or something. So I got them from a different supplier, all the way from Japan, original stuff, and it doesn't make any difference. They are pieces of crap. So if anybody's interested in a bunch of number 4 Kato switches, leave me a comment, and I will be more than happy to send you a box of number 4 Kato switches that you can play with to your heart's content. Like I say, they do not work. One nice thing about that I've done here is I've done a big change on the layout. I've changed the Burlington Northern train that you're seeing right here that's got the tankers on it. I've actually changed that so that the track, so that when the train comes around, it actually goes through the switch yard, which is sort of cool. It used to go, when I threw the switch, it used to go on this track here. It would come in, go around through on this track, and come through, and then go on. Now, when it goes through, it goes around the track. It's going to come through and go through the switch yard, and I just did a little short on here, which is what the locomotive just turned on. But it's going to go through the switch yard like you can see right now, and then carry on. Yeah, I missed that. So that's it'll get going again here in a second. So that's how this switch yard is going to work, which is going to be sort of nice. So I can bring a train in. I can actually, bring it down this line if I need to, or I can stop it and break it over here, pull it forward, take one of these cars and put it on it. There's lots of things I can do in that switch yard now, which would be pretty nice. And then of course, the main line up above, runs around, and it's going to have these. So my switcher puzzle now is gondolas, tankers, boxcars, flat cars, and coal cars. So that's the layout for the switcher puzzle now. So that works out quite well, and other than that, everything is about where it needs to be. Like I say, it all works now. I don't have derailments. So like I say, if anybody's interested in some number 4 switches, let me know, and I will be glad to send them over to you, and you can play with them to your heart's content until you decide to throw them away. Thanks a lot for listening. Hope everybody is enjoying the videos. Please take some time and just subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. And leave me comments with any suggestions or ideas. I think the layout is really starting to come together now. I lost 2 sidings, which is disappointing. I had 4 sidings down below and 4 sidings up above, or 3 sidings up above. Now I've only got 3 sidings down below and 2 sidings up above. But so I've lost 2 sidings, but everything is working fine. So I'm happy with it the way it is. Everybody enjoy the videos, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot.